What's up, Raider Nation? Victor here. And I'm telling you right now, the future of the Las Vegas Raiders is standing at a crossroads, and what happens this offseason could define this franchise for the next decade. Because on one side, you've got the heart and soul of this defense, the absolute monster off the edge, the guy who never stops chasing quarterbacks, the emotional leader of this locker room, finally breaking his silence as trade rumors explode all over the league. Insiders are saying the relationship with the organization might be reaching a breaking point after years of losing seasons. And after that brutal 3-14 record in 2025, the noise has never been louder. But here's the wild part, Raider Nation. Even with all the chaos, this defensive superstar is still one of the most dominant pass rushers in football. Since entering the league back in 2019, he's consistently ranked among the NFL leaders in pressures, total snaps, and backfield disruption. A 5-time Pro Bowler who plays every snap like it's his last. So the real question becomes, do the Raiders build around their defensive cornerstone in his prime, or do they press the reset button and go all in on a new era? And that takes us straight into the second bombshell. Because while the defense might be facing massive change, the Raiders seem completely locked in on their future at quarterback. I'm talking about a Heisman-winning phenom, a 6.5 playmaker who just delivered one of the greatest college football seasons we've ever seen. Undefeated national champion, elite accuracy, big-time arm, and the kind of poise scouts dream about. A prospect so special that teams around the league are desperate to trade up. And the Raiders are basically saying, don't even call. He just led the Indiana Hoosiers to a perfect season, threw for over 3,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, and completed 72% of his passes, numbers that scream franchise quarterback. And new head coach Clint Kubiak reportedly sees this young star as the foundation of everything the Raiders are about to build. So Raider Nation, think about this. The Raiders are choosing between holding on to an elite defensive force in his prime or fully committing to a generational QB to lead the next decade of football in Vegas. Do you try to win fast? Or do you build something brand new the right way? Because whatever decision they make, it's going to shake the entire NFL. But before we break down what those trade rumors really mean, who this mystery quarterback truly is, and why the Raiders are refusing to move off the #1 pick, make sure you smash that like button if you bleed silver and black, and subscribe to Raiders Nation Update. Only real fans help us hit that 2,000 subscriber goal. All right, Raider Nation, let's get into it. Raider Nation, first we've got a big one. The rumors are flying, the league is talking, and one of the faces of this franchise is right in the middle of the storm. We're talking about the heart and soul of the defense, Las Vegas Raiders legend in the making, Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby finally breaks his silence on trade rumors. Raider Nation, this offseason has been loud. And once again, the name at the center of the chaos is Maxx Crosby. After a brutal 3-14 season in 2025, one of the worst years we've seen in Vegas, insiders started whispering something no Raiders fan wants to hear, that Crosby might be done in silver and black. First, Fox Sports insider Jay Glazer reported that Maxx was frustrated with the organization. Then, ESPN's Adam Schefter went on national media and said there's a feeling around the league that Crosby could want out. And boom, trade rumors everywhere. Social media exploded. NFL shows debated it nonstop. Raider Nation was divided. But now, Maxx himself finally spoke. Crosby addresses the noise, and his response says a lot. Crosby went on the Let's Go podcast with Jim Gray, and his tone was calm, focused, and real. He said his main priority right now is getting healthy, being with his wife and daughters, blocking out the drama. And then he dropped this truth bomb. When you have a losing season, people just throw gasoline on the fire. But that right there tells you everything. He didn't demand a trade. He didn't attack the team. He didn't stir up drama. He basically said, the media blows things up when teams struggle. And Raider Nation, that's facts. Let's talk performance, because Maxx has been elite. Let's be clear about something. Maxx Crosby is not the problem. According to Pro Football Focus, Crosby has consistently ranked among the league leaders in pre-SEA, quarterback pressures, defensive snaps, pass rush win rate. Since entering the NFL in 2019, he's been one of the most durable and disruptive edge rushers in football. Game after game, double teams every snap, still producing. The man plays like a Raider is supposed to play. The issue hasn't been Maxx. The issue has been the team, losing culture versus elite competitor. Here's the hard truth. During Crosby's career in Vegas, the Raiders have had 5 losing seasons in 7 years, and 2025 hit rock bottom. So bad that the team shut Crosby down the final 2 games while positioning for the #1 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, and Max hated that. Back in December, he straight up said, "I don't care about the pick. I play to win. My job is to be the best defensive end in the world." That's a warrior mentality. That's Raider DNA, and that's why fans love this dude. So what does this really mean for the Raiders? Here's where it gets real. Around the league, elite pass rushers in their prime almost never become available. If the Raiders trade Maxx Crosby, that's a full rebuild signal. That's tearing it down to the studs. But if they keep him, that means the front office believes this turnaround can happen fast. It's the difference between starting over, building around a superstar leader, and personally, Raider Nation, I'm on the keep Max side all day. You don't trade leaders, you don't trade heart, you don't trade elite talent in their prime, you build around them. Maxx Crosby has made one thing clear. He's focused, he's blocking out the noise, and he hasn't asked out. The rumors are louder than the reality. For now. But the Raiders' next moves this offseason will tell us everything about the direction of this franchise. And trust me, we'll cover it all right here. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should the Raiders trade Maxx Crosby or build around him? What's up, Raider Nation? Victor here, and today's news could change the future of this franchise forever. Before we jump in, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers right here on Raiders Nation Update. If you love real Raiders talk, deep analysis, and passionate breakdowns, you're in the right place. Because Raider Nation, the Raiders may have already found their franchise quarterback. Raiders locked in on a generational QB at no. The entire NFL world is focused on the draft right now, especially after the Seattle Seahawks dominated the Super Bowl LX against the New England Patriots. And now all eyes are on the team holding the #1 overall pick, our Las Vegas Raiders. Scouts, executives, and insiders all agree. This upcoming draft class has a quarterback prospect that's being called generational. And the Raiders are not trading that pick. Not for any package, not for multiple first-rounders, not for anything. Because they believe they've found the future of the franchise. Meet the Heisman winner who could lead Raider Nation for the next decade. That player is Fernando Mendoza from the Indiana Hoosiers. And Raider Nation, his 2025 season was historic. Let's talk real numbers. 72% completion percentage, 3,535 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, undefeated 16-0 season. National Championship Heisman Trophy winner at 6'5", 225 pounds, with elite arm strength, accuracy at all levels, and mobility in the pocket. This is exactly what modern NFL offenses are built around. This isn't just a good prospect. This is the kind of quarterback teams tank years to get. Why the Raiders see Mendoza as the perfect fit for their new coach. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. New Raiders head coach Clint Kubiak, fresh off leading a Super Bowl winning offense, is reportedly fully aligned with the front office on Mendoza being the guy. NFL analyst Field Yates even called Mendoza the ideal partner for Kubiak in his latest mock draft on ESPN. And that makes perfect sense. Mendoza thrives in quick reads, play-action concepts, off-script creativity, deep ball accuracy, which is exactly the type of offense Kubiak runs. This could be the start of a long-term QB coach combo like Mahomes and Reed, Burrow and Taylor, Allen and McDermott. That's what the Raiders are aiming for. Other teams are desperate, but the Raiders aren't budging. Teams across the league are calling about that #1 pick. One of the biggest threats? The New York Jets, who are reportedly willing to throw multiple first-round picks to move up. They're desperate for a franchise QB to pair with star receiver Garrett Wilson. But league insiders say the Raiders aren't even listening. Because prospects like Mendoza don't come around often. When you have a chance to lock in your quarterback for the next 10-15 years, you take it. No hesitation. What this means for Raider Nation moving forward, the 2026 NFL Draft will take place in Pittsburgh, and all signs point to the Raiders walking up to that podium and selecting Fernando Mendoza #1 overall. If that happens, this franchise officially enters a new era. No more patchwork quarterbacks, no more short-term fixes, no more uncertainty. A real franchise QB, a Super Bowl winning coach, a long-term vision. Raider Nation, this is how contenders are built. I truly believe the Raiders are doing this the right way. When you find a quarterback with elite production championship experience, NFL-ready traits, leadership under pressure, you don't overthink it. You take him and you build around him, and everything we're hearing says the Raiders are all in on Fernando Mendoza. If you're excited about the future of this team, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to Raiders Nation Update and help us hit 2,000 subscribers. We're just getting started. And drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Fernando Mendoza the future of the Raiders? Should the Raiders keep the no? One pick no matter what. This is Victor, always repping Raider Nation. Just win, baby.